Hi and welcome to a Kirby Maths video all about some mortgage questions which I set my Year 12 Core Maths group. Okay, so the first thing to do with question number 1 is write out the numbers in a way that they are taken out of all that wordiness. Okay, so the way in which I did this was to say that the house was worth £250,000. The term, so how long you're going to pay the mortgage back over, is 30 years. Initial rate, we might not need all this information, but it's useful to have it out of the numbers, out of all the writing, 2.79%, and that is for 3 years. And then you're going to pay 2.99%, and that's the remainder of the term, and because it's 30 years, that's going to be 27 years. The deposit we have is £30,000, and we're going to make 39 repayments of £902.80 and 321 payments of £924.14. So question A asks how much interest are we going to pay? So first of all we have to work out what the loan is. So the loan is equal to the value of the house minus the deposit. That's how much we're going to ask the bank for. So £250,000 minus £30,000, and that is equal to £220,000. Okay, then we have to work out what our total repayments are going to be. So we're going to do 39 payments of £902.80, and then we're going to make 321 payments of £924.14. We're going to add those together, and that will give us £331,858.14. And then to work out the interest, we do our payments that we make to the bank, take away the loan amount. So 331,858.14 minus 220,000 means that the interest is going to be £111,858.14. Okay, then we're going to use this complicated formula for B, because B is asking you to work out how much is owed after 3 years. So the formula is this, I'll just write it out again. B is equal to A brackets 1 plus R to the N minus P over R bracket 1 plus R to the N minus 1 close bracket. Okay, and I'm just going to annotate what these things are. So we've got the balance, that's what's left to pay, the loan amount, the monthly repayments, our R is our monthly interest rate, and our N is the number of months. Okay, now remember, to work out the monthly interest rate, we do the annual interest rate, which is 2.79 for that first 3 years, divided by 12 times 100. Okay, and that gives us a value of 0.00235. Okay, so that's the value we're going to use in our calculation. Then I would substitute all the values we have into this calculation and then pop it all in my calculator. Okay, so doing that, the balance outstanding is equal to 220,000, that's the loan amount. I'm going to times it by 1 plus 0.00235. That's to the power of 36, because I'm making 36 payments, 3 times 12. And I'm going to subtract my monthly amount, 902.80, over my monthly interest rate, which is 0.0023. Oh, I think I've written this down wrong. This is 2325. This is 2325. Sorry, this is 2325. Bracket 1 plus 0.002325. That's all to the power 36. I'm going to subtract 1 from that and then close the bracket. So all of that is on your calculator. Okay, and if you put that all into your calculator, you should get a final amount, which is the 205,324 pounds 65. Okay, so that is how much is left to pay after 3 years. Right, on to the second question. Now, in the material that you were given, it talked about how much you could borrow, and generally it's about 4 times your salary. Okay, and it does depend on what job you have and what circumstances you're in and what your other loans and outgoings are. So if you have a salary of £35,000, then you can borrow approximately 4 times that amount, 4 times £35,000, which is around about £140,000. Okay. Now, in question 2, Sam has saved £15,000 and is looking at a flat which is worth £150,000. So we've got £150,000, which is the value of the flat. We're going to take away his deposit, which is £15,000, and that will leave us with £135,000, which is the amount of the mortgage that he is going to request. Okay. Mortgage required. And that's for part 1. And part 2, that means the loan to value, so how much the mortgage is over the value of the house, times it by 100 to make it a percentage. 135,000 divided by 150,000 times by 100 means that it's a 90% loan to value. And part C, the question asks you what other costs will Sam need to cover. Things like stamp duty if it's above the threshold at the time, and that changes with different governments, solicitors' fees, conveyancing, local searches, arrangement fees. Okay, that sort of thing. And finally, question 3. We've got a table which talks about the amortization of the mortgage. So that's telling you how the payments are, how much is paid off each time, what goes towards the interest and all the rest of it. So on question A, it says how much was the mortgage for? So that's the loan at the start of year 1. That's £225,000. Question B asks what the monthly repayments are. So the monthly repayments, we need to find out the monthly interest rate, and oh no, we don't need to find out the monthly interest rate. We need to work out what the total is of the interest payment and the capital. That would give us our total payment. So interest plus the capital would give us our total repayments. So the interest is £6,666.08, and the capital is £6,137.68, and that would be the total, the monthly repayment, which would be £1066.98. And part C is a bit of a pain actually, because it says how much interest does the Boyer pay in total. So in order to find that, you have to add up all the interest payments, and that comes to, if you add them all up, £95,092.60. Okay, so question D then is, how much of the loan does a Boyer pay off in the first 10 years? So if we look at the first 10 years, she starts off owing £225,000, and in the 11th year, at the beginning of the 11th year, she owes £154,503.88. So she started with that. She's now got a total of that. So she has paid off £70,496.12. Part E says, how much of the loan does a Boyer pay off in the last 10 years? So in the last 10 years, you look at the amount, it goes up to 25, so at the end of the 15th year, so the start of the 16th year, from the table, that is £110,497.85. And finally, part F asks you to sketch a graph or plot a graph. It's very similar if you plot it to the graph that we have in the material I've sent you, where we have got the term of the loan and the balance. And we just need to make sure it goes like this, because it's not paying off very much of the balance to begin with, and then it gets faster as we go down, as you get towards the end of the term. Okay, hope that's helped. Thanks for watching.